Good morning, folks. Kerry from 401k Dexter's here. Thought I'd sit down this morning and put together a video kind of explaining what my Monday was like. I know that pre-retirement, a lot of my research involved what my day would look like when I was retired on the other side. Um, when you're caught up in the day-to-day rat race, it's hard to imagine, okay, what is my retirement going to look like? So I thought this might be helpful to a few of those people that are still out there waiting to retire or quickly being retired, and what their day looks like compared to what mine was. So I made some notes on the computer here. Got a little bit of glare on my glasses. Apologize about that, but um, I didn't really have anything planned for my day. As I've mentioned before, Linda is a list maker, so she lists daily tasks that she wants to get done from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The list that I maintain in my retirement is more of a project based. So it might be, wash the car, cut firewood, or mow the lawn, or project based as opposed to daily. So in the morning, we'll sit down and have coffee and then see what she has on her daily list, and then see what I have on my project list, and then see, how those things fold together. But as I mentioned, I didn't have a whole lot on my mind as to what we were going to do yesterday. Linda wanted to get into town and run an errand, and I'll tell you about that on my list, and then swing by the grocery store. And our grandson has RSV, so he just got diagnosed on Sunday. Real congested, cough in his chest. Yesterday they took him into the pediatrician when it opened up on Monday and found out that he has a little ear infection. So the poor little guy is having a rough one. So we wanted to swing by and see him. So other than run an errand, go to the grocery store, and swinging by and seeing our grandson, we really didn't have anything planned. And once I made my notes showing what all I did on my day off, or Monday, day off, it's kind of funny because you still think of it that way here 2 months into retirement. But what I did on a typical Monday, it was, geez, got a lot accomplished, got a lot of things on our list that we ended up getting done. But I've mentioned before that the dogs, our bird dogs, get up about 5:30, quarter to 6 in the morning, and they want to go out and do their business. And if it's close to 6, then they'll want to be fed. And once they get fed, then they're pretty much good and want to go back into the kennel for another hour and sleep. That's where they are now. So I got up, let the dogs out, made coffee. Speaking of, excuse me, and fed the dogs, let them back in, put them back in the kennel. Then I booted up the computer and checked email. When I was working, email was such a big part of my day. It drove the schedule on, when your meetings were and when your statuses were due, and, so much of work life. But I hadn't checked my email in quite a while, so jumped on email, checked out a few YouTube videos. Yes, I'm guilty of it, as well as being a content creator. Then I peruse and selectively watch what I want to watch, as opposed to turning on the TV and getting inundated with what the media wants you to hear. By the way, just passed 700 subscribers this morning. Thank you guys for tuning in and subscribing. When I first started this channel, it was more of a hobby in retirement. I didn't know how it would be accepted, if anybody else would be interested in what I had to say or what I was saying. I had a slant on the homestead because I enjoy watching a lot of homestead videos. Sweetbriar Farms in Minnesota. You guys are doing a great job out there. Your YouTube channel's taken off, and so glad and proud for you guys. I just kind of poke around and started taking videos of our property, running the fencing, getting the cows out there, building the barn, because I wanted to capture all those moments in time so we could go back and watch them. And what I noticed was when I would post something about retirement, that it would get a lot more views than our homestead side of the videos. And it really got me to thinking is, here, Carrie, 6, 8 months ago, you were on the other side waiting to retire, and you were hungry for that knowledge and that information, and what it was like to be retired. So I started putting out a few more of these, retirement videos, what it feels like to be in retirement, or how I got here, and it really seems to be taken off, and a lot more people are interested. So again, we're up to 700 subscribers. I appreciate all the last 150 of you. I think the last time I checked, it was like 550. So it's almost addicting watching the little ticker go up. Someday we'll be close to 1,000 and get monetized, and I'll share with you guys, what all that's about. I want to put together a video on some of my videos that I put together and pieced together when we're out at the property, and put the pieces and chunks in. I just use PowerPoint, and I've created like a little logo animation that I drop in there. But for you, those of you interested, I might put one of those together to show you what that process is like. So anyway, after I finished watching the YouTube videos, went outside, and right about 9:30, the horses are ready to get out of their corral. So I'll go out there and throw grain for them and put some hay down for them. I did put some of the TAM 90 winter rye out in the back pasture for them, and it's doing well. So after they finish their hay, they just wander around and nibble on that. So they're doing good. We had a frost Sunday night, got right down to about 32 and 31. So the turnips that I've got growing in the home garden here, I threw a big tarp over and covered them up. So I went out after feeding the horses, came back through the side yard and pulled the tarp off of the turnips so the sun could get to them. Also noticed that last frost wilted all the green pepper leaves. So I went through and picked, I think we had like 5 small little green peppers that I need to saute up and freeze so we don't lose those. After that, came in and sat down and had coffee with Linda. We talked about, when she wanted to run in town, whether she wanted to do it in the morning or whether she wanted to wait until the afternoon. She said she was flexible, so I told her, I needed to get some things done. When I went out and fed the horses, I noticed that there were a few limbs that I had brought back from the property and set by the firewood pile. So I wanted to get the chainsaw out. Got the chainsaw out, cut the firewood, stacked it all up. Noticed that we need more because it's starting to get cold already, and our first frost is before December 1st down here in East Texas. That's, an accomplishment for the cold weather to move in, that early in the season. So it just makes me want to, put that much more firewood on the stack. Well, when I came back from stacking the wood, I noticed there were quite a few weeds that were growing up. I think they call them goat weed, pig weed, something like that, covering a lot of the rye that I had thrown out. So I took an old-fashioned sickle and went through and whacked quite a few stacks of plots of pig weed and goat weed. Got that all taken care of. I did have a little bit of winter rye left from the property, so I went out and spread it in those spots that I had cleared out a little bit. Then came in, got cleaned up, and when we were on our trip to Nebraska, Linda noticed that her wedding ring, one of the clasps that hold her diamond in, was just kind of feeling odd. She noticed that, when she was walking around, that it felt funny, so she didn't want to lose the diamond out of it. So she took it off, and I think the last time she'd had her ring off was when she had her car accident 5 years ago, something like that. So she really felt weird walking around after having it on her fingers for so long, but she also didn't want to lose the stone out of it, so she put it in her purse, and we took it into town to get it taken a look at and see if they can't, fix the clasp on it. Unfortunately, when we pulled up in the driveway, we noticed that because they're open on the weekends, they're closed on Monday. So we'll have to run in town again today and drop that off. Once we dropped the ring off at the jewelry store, we swung by the grocery store, picked up quite a few things. Linda is a big coupon clipper, and she does the digital coupons at the Kroger, local Kroger store. Got some really good deals. I picked up a half gallon of eggnog for like 90 cents. Their milk was on sale. another digital coupon ended up getting us like 18 eggs for $1.30 or something crazy like that. So another tip for retirement is do the digital coupons and save your money and make your grocery money go that much further every month. After that, we came home, checked on the dogs, and then ran in and visited our grandson. He was in pretty good spirits for as sick as he was. Poor little kid's got snot running out of his nose, and he's coughing. He doesn't know how to spit up yet, so everything that he coughs up, he ends up swallowing. But he's a trooper. He's doing well. His fever's not real high, so he's fighting it, and it'll build up those immunities for him. So he's doing well. After that, we came home, kind of hung out, got on my phone, got on the computer. I looked into my pension. For the other day, I jumped on and was playing around with it to see what the different payouts would be depending on when I would take it, at what age. So started pulling up a spreadsheet to see what the difference would be if I took it at 60 versus 65. And ultimately, by the time I was like 95 and Linda was 99, if I waited to take it at 65, it might be $80,000 more. But by the time I'm 95, am I really going to enjoy $80,000? That's one of those decisions you have to make. It does have a 75% survivor benefit, so that's one thing to take into consideration. Afternoon rolled around. I fed the dogs and the horses. One of our bird dogs is coming into season, which is always a pain around when you have two intact males. So we ended up putting some little diapers, little Velcro diapers that really help if she's dripping. Really keeps her neat, and I've been keeping her in the kennel for most of the time, and then swapping out the boys having to go to the kennel and her going into the kennel, so she's not in the kennel all day long. But we'll have to be dealing with that for the next 3 weeks or so until she goes out. Then Monday Night Football rolled around, had a couple beers, watched the Monday Night Football game, had dinner, and wound down for the evening. So in retirement, you get up and you really don't have anything planned for the day. Maybe just a couple things to mark off: grocery store and running in and dropping off a ring at a jewelry store. And then all of a sudden your day just fills up with things. So nothing major, but just a day in retirement. So I kind of wanted to share that with you guys. So if you're wondering, wonder what my Monday is going to look like when I retire, that's what my Monday was. So hope you guys have a good week. Happy Tuesday. 401k Dexters out.